Yeah, I thought it was a clean match. From Friday night, we didn't think we were great behind the line particularly, and I thought that was much, much better today, putting pressure on them, and I think that opened things up. Obviously, Norah had a huge run. Maddie had a big run. I think Sid went on a run. We had some runs that opened things up, and I really liked our dig transition when we were serving, and that was a focal point last weekend, so it was good to see that.
Questions?
For you, Coach Booth. Gaming at St. John's, you guys struggled to find rhythm, struggled to get rallies going, but today, especially in the first 2 sets, you were just so dominant right out of the gate. Talk about the change in mindset from that game to this one, and maybe why you think that was the case.
Well, I think, again, we've got a pretty mature team, and I think they thought they did some good things on Friday, or at least I thought they did some good things on Friday, but we just didn't get into that flow for a couple reasons. Serving, our passing wasn't as strong as some nights, and then there were so many challenges that kind of disrupted things. So it was nice. I think they were locked in, ready to go today, and just play a cleaner match, not focused on the score, but kind of focused on us being us, and I thought they did a good job of that.
Norah, what's it like just being back there for a 14-0 run like you did? And, Nova and you guys were kind of back and forth in the second set. Control there.
I got tired. But it was fun. When the ball came back on our side, our hitters did a really good job of terminating the first chance that we got, and I think that's something that we focus on a lot, and I thought that we did that really well this whole game. So.
Can you remember the last time you had a run that long when you were serving?
Yes, when I played her daughter.
You were going to say this.
Who was it? Reese?
You were 12 and Reese was a 10-year-old.
And I served the game as 25-1.
But the best part is she was telling the story, and I was like, my daughter was on that team.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know she was the one that served. It was kind of a moment for us. It was funny.
So did you think about that in the
No, I didn't until now.
I guess, how big was serving that? You guys only made one error.
Yeah, serve and pass is our big focus basically in every single game. We know that if we can neutralize teams, we can put up a really big block, and our defense is good behind that. So serving's definitely a key in every game, and I thought we executed well today.
Kiara, it seemed like blocking kind of set the tone a little bit early. You were part of that. I guess, how much do you feel like that kind of was instrumental in you guys kind of handling the first 2 sets?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely, like Norah said, we served really tough today, and I think it obviously took Nova out of system, and then I think us as blockers were able to just make better reads, kind of read the situation, what hitters the setters on Nova were more likely to go to. So I think our serving just made it a lot easier to see when they were out of system and just go set up a big wall. And if we didn't get a block, we'd dig right around it and go up and put the ball away. So yeah.
Kendra had 33 assists today. Talk about the approach as far as which side you're setting towards against a team like Nova.
Our approach is parity, is what we try to become unpredictable. And that starts with first contact. So if we can get in system, we're comfortable setting any of our hitters. So really, a lot of times, if a team is releasing, Nova didn't really release much, but St. John's did. So if they start releasing to Norah and Ava, then we'll go behind. Or, if they're leaving one-on-ones for, St. John's really bunched. So they bunched on Kiara. That opened some things up on the pin. So really it's what other teams do against us that we're comfortable to go anywhere. And I think Kendra does a nice job of seeing that and, getting all of her hitters involved.
Another weekend that you guys take care of business at home. What do you think this team showed?
I think it was fun this weekend, just being the first weekend that we're starting to play teams a second time. Because, we scouted them and we know their tendencies a little bit from last time, but they're obviously going to give us a new look, just like we're hopefully going to give them a new look. So I think that aspect of it is fun and, just brings a new challenge to the second half of Big East Conference play.
Yeah, I think today we showed just a lot of joy. I don't know if that's what it felt like. Our bench was laughing and having a lot of fun and was just cheering us on super well. And then just on the court too, it felt like even if we lost the point, we were okay, next one, let's get it back and let's keep doing our thing. So yeah, It was just really fun to play all together. The crowd was really into it today. So we love our crowd. We love playing at home.
How important is that when everyone's getting involved and it's just fun and you guys can stay loose out there?
Really important. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It changes the game. It reminds us of like, this is the reason why we play, and that it's like, even in the high pressure situations, like it's like, oh, this is a privilege. This is a joy to like be in this situation and just like soak it all in and like, let's go after it. Cause if we just try to hold back, then we're not giving it our full all. So yeah.
Yeah. Coming up, this is kind of a different week where you've got a home match, the road match, and the road match at Marquette. I mean, how do you kind of approach this week as far as how much time you'll spend on Marquette, even though you got a game on Friday?
Well, I think we will talk mostly about Butler, but we prepare, if there's something specific that a team does, we will throw that into practice to make sure that we're prepared for it. So we'll prepare for both teams, but we'll talk to the team primarily about Butler. We won't do the Marquette scout until Saturday. The thing with Marquette's team is the same as last year, and we're a lot of the same as last year. So both these teams are really familiar with each other. And neither of us have had a lot of turnover over the last couple years. So, I mean, these guys could give you their lineup right now if you wanted to quiz them. So I don't, it's about a performance as compared to some teams. It's very specific to a scout. The other thing with Marquette is they have players that can do everything. So if you take this away, they can go line. If they take line away, they can do this. They're just talented players. So we're going to need to play well, and we'll approach some things, have some specific tactics, but it really is going to again be, I think they'll get the first contact speech a lot. I mean, we got to serve and pass well.
And for the players, do you like having kind of the week coming up where you got a home match and then you got to travel and play a rival?
Never done it before, I don't think.
It's definitely different, but we get one more game at home this Friday. It's not like double away game, so that's fun. We like playing at home.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the atmosphere between the whole team. As you're heading into like this home stretch of the season, you're on your, I think, 28th straight set win, 14th straight win. How do you keep the momentum going, and as well as the excitement for the Big East championship?
Yeah, I think we just have to keep reminding each other that in order to achieve the goals that are later down the road, the match we have coming up next is the most important match in order to reach those goals. If we try to set our eyes too far into the future, we might get lost and we might lose focus too. So I think we do a really good job, and Booth does a really good job of reminding us no, this is the most important game. This game on Friday against Butler's we have to win that one before anything else can happen. So we do a really good job of that, and I feel just reminding each other to be grateful for every moment we get together. I think just helps be no, I don't want to look forward to that game yet because I have this game or I have this practice today. Right now, that's I can get better today. I can be with my teammates today, and that's just such a gift in itself.
You guys had a special guest on the sidelines with you. Can you just talk about how that came about and what you think that day meant, both for you and I didn't catch her name, but for her as well?
Yes, Steph has been a part of our team. Gosh, we're probably close to a decade, I would guess. And how it came about was she was a volleyball fan, and her mom had emailed me and said, my daughter, is a big volleyball fan, and sent a picture. And I said, well, if you want to come to a practice, come to. I think it was in the spring. This was well before they arrived, and so we've just formed a relationship, and about a half dozen of them went out a week or two ago and went out to her house and did Halloween with her. So Steph's a part of our team, and she picks a match each year to sit on the bench, and we were excited that she was with us today.
For you guys, what was Halloween like with her, and what's that relationship like?
I don't know if these guys went.
No,
This wasn't part of the group that went.
Yeah.
I've just got one question. Coach, you've been winning, but you've been stuck at 6 in the polls. Some teams around you lost this week, finally. Does it mean anything different that there's a chance you might move up a spot?
I think where it could mean a difference is there's a chance since Stanford lost that we could pop into that number 5 slot in the AVCA poll, which is great from a media standpoint and just, publicly. But what we really hope is that the committee has moved us up a slot, because obviously we'd like to get into that top four. So, and we won't know that until Selection Sunday. But until then, we got to take care of what we can control, and we got a big weekend in front of us.
Anything else?